Hey everyone, I thought I'd show you guys how you straighten out a 1-inch bar that has been bent. Okay. I've done it before. I forgot how I had done it, so I had to like kind of re-engineer in my mind how this needs to be done. So the way you do it, take your 1-inch bar, you put it in a heavy vise and you lock it down. There's usually underneath the main vise, there's these pipe grips a little deeper underneath it. So that's on the bottom. So you want to get a vise that has bar grips. And then this is a piece of railroad. Okay. This piece, I don't know, it's about 2, maybe 3 feet there. This thing weighs something like 120 pounds. So this is your anvil. Now the problem is when you start hammering on this, this shit bounces all over the place. So what I did is I got the tractor here and I put the bucket on the flat of the vise. Let me give you guys a close-up, right? So you see how I got the full weight of the front end of the tractor on the front of the vise, because that's what's going to keep this piece of crap from bouncing all over the place, which is like a major pain in the ass. Okay. And then the next thing you need, well, you need some ear protection because this shit's loud, and you need a sledgehammer. And you gotta beat this cocksucker, man. I hate this fucking thing. You gotta put your foot there so it doesn't bounce out. It's still gonna roll a little bit on you, so you gotta have to loosen it up and reposition it. But that's how you straighten out a 1-inch bar. That bar basically is a counterweight on the back of the tractor, which I backed up into a tree and I bent it in 2 spots, so you gotta straighten it out. So when you get really pissed off because this thing's not doing what you tell it to, you put aside the 10-pound sledgehammer and you pull out the 15-pound sledgehammer, and then you hit this thing hard. I hate you. So hard to control. Democrat bar! You're a Democrat! Democrat! Fuck you, Democrat! Fucking Democrat crooked bar. I hate this fucking Democrat bar. Straighten it out. That's how you teach Democrat bars a lesson. So I got this bar reasonably straight. There's still a little bit of a bend in it. I'm not going to go too crazy because there's 2 bends in it, and the bends kind of go like in like weird directions. So I mean, this bar, it's going to get bent again. At some point I'll back up into a tree and hit it and it'll bend it. So I'm not going to fuss with trying to get this thing perfectly straight. But I wanted to make a video primarily for myself of how I straighten out this bar, because I forgot how I did it last time, and I finally remembered that I had to put it in the vise, weigh the vise down with the weight of the tractor, and then hit it on that piece of railroad track over there. Hey everyone, I want to show you guys what all that banging was about. So there's 1,000 pounds that I load up on the back of this tractor for counterweight, and it sits on that bar. So every so often I back up into a tree and I hit the corners and I bend the shit out of that bar, which is about almost an inch thick. So you know, there's a lot of torque there, and it bends the corners, and every so often I gotta straighten it out, and that's a pain in the ass. So yeah, so the way it's set up is, if you look at the tractor here, the front loader by itself weighs like 800 pounds. So that's offset by the weight of the rear tires, because those are filled with liquid. So each of those tires in the back weighs about 300 pounds. So there's a total of about 600 pounds in the back to offset the weight of the front loader. And then the front loader holds somewhere between 1,000 and 1,200 pounds. So that's offset by the counterweight in the back, okay? And if you don't do that, what happens is you basically, if you don't have any weight in the back, you can tip the tractor over. But if you have some weight, like let's say I only had the tires filled, what would happen is a lot of that weight would transfer to the front axles and stress the shit out of them. And what would happen is the pressure would come off the rear tires as it shifts to the front, and I would lose traction. Okay, so by putting this extra weight in the back, I'm putting the as much weight as possible on my rear wheels, which gives me great traction. And in the wintertime, I'm actually able to pull my truck over here on ice if I need to, right? I've actually tested it out with the tractor and the truck on a sheet of ice. I still have enough traction with that weight in the back to be able to pull the truck. I did a video on that. If I don't have weight on the back, basically my wheels spin. Okay, so the way it works is you need weight to transfer the power to the ground, right? Power without traction is not going to do you any good. Okay, so the other lesson for today is use your hate for Democrats wisely. Okay, when you need extra strength, think of how much you hate Democrats, and you will muster up extra strength out of places that you didn't think you had. Okay? So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you all soon.